Hey 5M, welcome to lesson 5.9. We're going to be talking about circle graphs and bar graphs and different kinds of graphs today and looking at them. To begin with, here's your warm-up. Go ahead and complete these. I want to see you complete them on your whiteboard, please, or a separate sheet of paper, not another app on your iPad, and then come back to me and check when you're finished. Okay, you're back, so you must be finished. Let's go ahead and look at our answers here. Let me know if you have any questions on these, if you're confused about something. Notice down here as a percent, I did round up. So I did the 2 jumps like we practiced yesterday, but that 5 tells that 4 to kick up to 35% instead of 34%. If you had 34%, that's okay too. All right. Today, like I said, your learning target is I can read bar and circle graphs. To get us started, though, we're going to watch a little brain pop video.
Cruising around the Caribbean in search of adventure. This sure is the life, isn't it, Moby? Whoa, what's this? Welcome, travelers. We have learned that you are searching for the monster of youth. Follow these clues and eternal childhood will be yours. A monster of youth? Never heard of it. But, well, okay, let's do it. For your first task, you must find your way to the Caribbean nation with the most ducats. Ducats? Oh, money. Well, this sounds like a job for my trusty world fact book. You can find anything in here. Let's see. Caribbean countries with the coolest flags. Caribbean countries with the most spectacular shipwrecks. Ah, here it is. Caribbean countries with the highest gross domestic product. Oh, that's a measure of how much money a country has. But, this list of numbers is all garbled and confusing. Maybe we could use a graph to help us visualize which one has the most ducats. Well, I'm thinking we can use a bar graph. First, we list all the independent countries of the Caribbean along the bottom, or x-axis, and on the left-hand y-axis we mark off levels of ducatage. We can use the graph to compare values of money per person for each country. Looks like we're headed to the Bahamas. I wonder what we do now. I really want to find this monster of youth. Well done. For your next clue, you must find the Bahamian island with the largest area compared with the area of all the Bahamas combined. Godspeed. Okay, who's sending us these things, and how can they see us? Well, let's go back to my fact book. I have a listing here of the biggest islands of the Bahamas, sorted by area. I think we should use another graph to help us see it more clearly. Since we're graphing pieces of a whole, let's use a circle graph, or pie graph. Right, the island of Abacao has 1,680 square kilometers. Acklands and the Crooked Islands have 520 square kilometers. Andros has 5,960, and so on. Andros Island has the largest slice, so I guess it's the island with the largest area. Off to Andros, my good man. Robot. Huh, I don't see any birds. Wonder if we made a wrong turn. Ah! Okay, just an octopus, nothing to see here. You have proved yourselves worthy seafarers. For your final task, you must disembark and find the nest of the fabled Bahamian chickcharnies. Once there, you will encounter the legendary monster of youth. Cheerio. What the heck is a chickcharnie, and where are we going to find one? Yeah, me too. I'm starting to wonder whether these chickcharnies exist at all. I mean, I'm all for finding the monster of youth, but what's the point if it's going to take us forever? Let me double check my fact book to see if they even exist. Huh. Well, according according to this line graph, the number of Chick Charney sightings has decreased steadily over the last 300 years. Yeah, see, the number of sightings is plotted against the scale of years from earliest to latest. You know, Moby, they could be extinct. What was that? What could it be? It's so funny looking. Hello. We're looking for the monster of youth.
I am the monster of youth. But I'm afraid you're too late. My powers of granting eternal youth are all used up. I can only sit around these fair forests sending parchments to youngsters like yourself and offering words of wisdom instead.
Okay, so what wisdom do you have for us?
One word. Plastics, my dear boy. Plastics.
Plastics? Gee, thanks.
All right, so here's our math message. Go ahead and open up your journal to page 150. You're going to see these two graphs here. We have a bar graph, we have a circle graph. I want you to, underneath here, it has some boxes that look like this. I want you to list out all the similarities that you can, as well as all of the differences between these two graphs. So go ahead and take some time and list out as many as you can. So press pause and do that now. Okay, you're back, so you must be finished. Let's go ahead and look at some examples here. So here are some similarities. They both have the same title. They both have the same vegetables. If you find the percent of the vegetables that were harvested in the bar graph, that percent is about equal to the percents listed in the circle graph. The bar graph, some differences. The bar graph gives amounts in bushels, while the circle graph gives the percent of each harvest. And then over here, the length of each bar shows the amount that was harvested, and here the size of each part. I mean, they're cut into pieces. These are just some examples. If you have different ones, that's okay. All right, something to know about bar and circle graphs. When looking at a bar graph, there are three parts you must always have. One is a title that describes what is being graphed. Another is a list that lists the groups or categories for which the bars are drawn. Sometimes they're like in a little key or legend. Sometimes they're written out on the side or bottom. And then the third thing is a number line with a scale. Okay, you have to have the scale that shows, it goes up and down in even increments. And the scale is used to draw the bars of the lengths that show the amount of data in each group or category. Note that bar graphs can go both vertical and horizontally. Okay, either version is fine and correct. Next, what you're going to need to do is look at page 151. Now, you're going to skip number 1, but look at number 2. I went ahead and gave you some values to plug in here. 8 for cookies, 4 for granola bar, 10 for candy bar, 2 for fruit, and 1 for other. And basically, this is pretending we did a survey about the best after-school snack you like, and these are our results up here. So you're going to need to fill this out, add all the totals, add all the votes up, put your total here. Okay, that total will be your number of total students who voted. Then down here, you're going to make and label a bar graph. Now, it's kind of tiny, so if you don't want to do it on here, that's fine. If you want to get some extra graph paper and do it on a separate sheet, that's fine with me. But make sure you have labels. Remember that each bar graph needs to have a title, needs to have the list of your categories, and it also needs to have the number lines with your scale, so showing me those numbers going up and down. Okay, if we go back to this one, here you can see the title, here you can see your categories, and here you can see your scale on the side. Okay, so make sure that your graph has all of those items. Okay, go ahead and complete this graph. When you get done, I'd like you to have it checked before you move on. Go ahead and do those now. Okay, you're back. So here's just an example of what it could look like. Okay, so your cookies, these don't have to be in this order. They can be moved around. You might have skipped by 2s to go up this side. That's fine as well. Basically, I should be able to look at your graph and notice that 8 people liked cookies, that 4 people liked granola bars, that 10 people liked candy bars, that 2 people liked fruit, and 1 person liked another snack. Okay, make sure you have your labels. I have a label, a title up at the top. Okay, I also have a title for both of my axes. I have a number of students title, and then these are your, I would probably write These are kind of labeled already. You could leave that, or you could write down here snack choices if you wanted to for another label there. Okay, look at the bottom though, number 4. It says another 5th grade class with 20 students collected snack survey data. The class made a circle graph, which is also called a pie graph. You can tell by the picture why it might be a pie or a circle graph. How do you think they made this graph? Go ahead and fill that out and then come back and visit with me. All right, most likely what they did is, first of all, they drew a circle. Okay, so here's my circle. The next thing they said that there's 20 students in all, so they knew that they were going to have to cut this into 20 equal pieces. So I would say they probably cut it in half first, okay, and they cut it in half again. My half's not very in half. Let's see if I can move that down a little bit. Okay, and then, so now we're down to 4, so we have to cut 5 individual pieces. So they really had to break this into tiny little pieces. You can see by their other for the one that each piece had to be about that size. Okay, so, and then they colored them, and they colored 1 piece for the other. They colored 4 of those pieces for granola bar, 5 of them for cookie, 7 of them for candy bar, and 3 of them for fruit. Okay, so you have to start out though with those equal pie pieces. A circle graph must always include a title that describes what is being graphed, sectors, or you can call them slices, that indicate the portion of the whole represented by a group or category. And they also must have labels that identify the group or categories represented by each sector or slice. So if we look here, their title was Our Snacks. They divvied out a section or a slice to each piece, and then they told you what the slice meant. If they didn't put the words cookies, granola bar, other fruit, candy bar, we'd have no idea what these numbers meant or what these pieces represented. So you really have to have that. You also have to have the Our Snacks at the top, a title. Okay, so your assignment today is to work on your math boxes for this. This is 5-9. And then after that, you have another worksheet, 5-9 Study Link, which is all about graphing. Make sure you have those checked before you stop math.